the whole world. And there we go. There's a line to walk in on. Hello, everybody. I'm Trevor.
And I'm Tom.
And this is Agency Accelerator, where we teach you how to take your business and grow and scale it up
Faster.
quickly or whatever, because we're accelerating it, see. I'm reminded, by the way, Tom and I finally did our due diligence on this and discovered that there's more than one Agency Accelerator podcast already in existence. So we're going to change the name to, this is I'm sure to be a popular choice in the Chiron now, Agency Show It. Well, this is embarrassing.
This is live.
This is live. Axe-celerator. That's it, right? We're good. We're good?
Please
good.
no. Why are we doing this live?
Because there's no better time, brother. All right, we're going to call this Accelerate Your Agency, but I'm going to leave the Chiron like this because it amuses me. It's the end of the year, and it's the time for a glass of hot toddy, which I don't have, and to cheer in that's just coffee grounds, to cheer in the end of the year and prep for the new one, with some predictions for the future, or as the Chiron says, 2024 pre. Which
we got a lot of things to think about for next year. I mean, we went back and forth probably for about a half hour before we even started recording here, just riffing on some different things that we think next year might bring. As many of you hopefully are doing some reflection and some projection into what next year might bring for you and your companies. This Accelerator, the Agency Accelerator podcast, or the Accelerating Agency podcast, whatever the name is that we end up landing on here, will be talking about how to actually grow your agency with automation, AI, marketing, a whole bunch of different verticals that we have leveraged at our companies to grow and sell, our agencies historically. So next year for 2024, for agencies, it's kind of a golden year for agencies because you actually get to use the cutting edge tech that all of these companies are trying to figure out and will likely pay you a healthy sum to figure out for them. Trevor, what do you think about that?
Yeah, one of the things I think that is a differentiator, or will be for the next year or so, I don't think perpetually, is when you have a AI-enabled agency, right? Well, that's a big part of how you're building and scaling what you're doing. There's a force multiplier that helps you perform as more people than you actually are. I think with intelligent use of AI in your agency, and we're using some right now for us on some of our retainer contracts for clients, we end up being able to look like 20 people, but my team is just 5. Because there's a need for a few things when you're in a marketing agency space, like content is a big piece. And not just generating ChatGPT content and chucking it out somewhere and being like, it was words, but taking it and doing something intelligent with it to make it more relevant for a human and being disciplined about the approach. Like that just by itself is hard enough to do for the next year or so that most agencies won't adopt it. But if you're good at it now, you'll be able to win deals and grow and scale faster than people who don't.
That's going to be, I think, a big differentiator for agencies. The ones that can knuckle down and actually implement thoughtful, automated AI systems that fit into a workflow versus I'm just going to run to ChatGPT, ask some things, and then throw it out there because you think your client doesn't also subscribe to ChatGPT, right? That's really where I think we'll see sort of rookies in the agency space either level up or level out. It's going to be one of those two things because there's so much emphasis, I think, and value in the sort of pre-AI experience that we've all had, whether it's in ChatGPT or before ChatGPT even came out. Like, you still learned a lot of stuff, right, in the world before the AI came out, and being able to take that knowledge and apply it thoughtfully into these new systems that allow you to scale and act like a force multiplier, that's where you're going to start to see just tremendous opportunity for your own operational efficiency. You don't necessarily need to grow revenue to make more money. And if you have, the right set of systems internally, that's what you're going to be able to realize.
There is something I've been seeing. So I'm part of a Discord group of agency owners called Furlough. On the Discord, GT4/Furlough. I've been there for a while. And in their general channels, and they're I don't want to call them the hoi polloi, but we're all the people who haven't been in the Discord channel long enough to get promoted into the other branches are. A bunch of folks are like, hey, I just launched my, full service AI agency doing X and Y and Z. And you go read their chat history, you're like, oh, this person's 16. And I'm like, okay, maybe you can land a client or two that way, right? But you're not going to be at, first job, going into market, building an agency doing marketing that you don't know marketing or AI or agency. Like, it's going to be tough for you, right? I think at the point we're at now, understanding the why of what you want to build with AI is still tremendously important, because AI is bad at whys. Still. Eventually, AI will be better at whys than you or I. It'll be wiser than us. Oh, there's a dad joke for you. But
glad that one.
That's right. Oh man, all the brakes are off today. But right now, knowing that why is really important. And so, like me, right, I've run, I'm going to guess, more than 10,000 marketing campaigns by now. I've been doing it for 20 years, and I do a lot of them. Okay. I can put a reason behind a campaign that is going to be relatively sophisticated because I'm a grumpy old man. 16-year-old can't. And when the results come in and then you know now what next, even harder to know what to do next. I put in way more than those 10,000 hours of effort to get good at this thing. So if you can use AI to do the repeatable work and then use your experience to guide the conclusions you come to in the next steps, your productivity unlock will be tremendous. And I've seen a couple of solopreneurs I know already unlock insane SaaS margins in their business just for themselves. I'm exploring with trying to get, for me and my team, getting them trained up and more comfortable using some of these AI tools as well, to deliver a lot of value to clients with human optimized AI stuff. And then also unlock for my team a lot of value. My company profit shared, right? So my team members are super happy if we unlock more productivity for them with AI, because that means they make more money too, which is a win for everybody.
Just to take a step back on the 16-year-old starting an agency and trying to figure it out and knowing marketing, AI, and agency life, right? The last thing I want to do is discourage someone from actually trying here.
Yes,
right?
That is true.
So if you are 16 and you are trying to figure these things out, absolutely jump in head first, try to figure it out. All of this is to say that these are three very deep disciplines in their own regard. Running an agency requires its own set of experience and understanding. Running a marketing agency requires its own set of experience and understanding. Same thing with AI, same thing with automation. Trying to do everything at once is a recipe for not the greatest outcome. So think about, if you are starting an agency in this environment right now, what one or two data points do you already have that you can pull on from your experience to lead you into where you're trying to go, into a successful, sustainable type business for yourself. Starting with a lifestyle mindset might be the best to at least get you over the hump of making your first dollar and making your first $1 million or whatever it is. I just don't want to be discouraging in that regard. I think that there are a tremendous amount of people coming into the agency world, coming into being a freelancer for the first time. And these topics, especially next year, I think as things just settle, as the dust settles with all of these new shiny tools, and you get comfortable with one or two, go for it. I think it's absolutely the time to get involved.
There are tremendous resources to help you. I can recommend, there's a YouTube channel I've heard of by a X-ray those X-ray. What's their name? X-ray
X-ray automation. I think
there you go. That's the
YouTube.
It's a lot of good information on building stuff with no code and with AI. And y'all just hit, how many thousand was it subscribers?
I think it was 5,000. We actually hit 5,200. I had an extra 200 since the last time that we streamed.
There you go. See,
way to go. We were hoping to hit 5,000 by the end of the month. So happy that we're a little ahead of schedule on that.
Yeah, so really good quality content is why you've been growing, and also consistency. But if you want to learn more about that, check out X-ray Automation. They're good people, I've been told.
Well, I want to go back to the SaaS stuff because we have some interesting predictions. I'm going to keep us on topic here. I only have a few minutes left here, but let's get to this. So I want to talk about SaaS fatigue, SaaS rejection, and this idea of buy, build, or extend. So one of the big predictions that I think for next year is going to be that people are really not going to adopt new SaaS tools. They're kind of fatigued with all of the new AI, especially SaaS tools. And they'll find one or two that they like and they'll stick with it. And in that buy, build, or extend conversation, they're going to be extending. And automation is where extension comes in. Because if you have your SaaS tool, whatever category it is, your finance, your HubSpot, your marketing tools, whatever they are, extending them by connecting them to your other tools through automation will pay dividends again and again and again. So I think the emphasis will be less on what's the new tool that does all the things and a lot more on these are the tools that I like and that I'm comfortable with. Let's connect them together to be even more powerful than they are now.
Yeah, I think there is I'm old enough to remember when the whole API infrastructure economy was a crazy new thing. And you could argue that's kind of when Web 2 really became like an actual real thing, is when you had APIs for every freaking thing. But they were inaccessible. And now it's almost a guarantee that any product you like has an API. And then finding the way to build your unique workflow around the 2 or 3 tools that matter most for your business, I think is going to end up being a big part of what more mature companies are looking for. Is let's not add for just this team this one tool. Let's instead simplify down. I also think, and again, maybe I'm heretical here, or maybe I'm a trendsetter, I'm unsure which. I buy a lot of lifetime deals. And I am comfortable, rather than doing $20 a month on a credit card for a product that I will then promptly forget that I bought, and then I'm looking at you, Phantom Buster, a year later, remember I'm paying for it $40 a month or $50, and be like, well, shit, I should have stopped that back in April and not kept paying them. I'd way rather drop $100 or $200 with maybe a 30-day return. If the product is good, awesome, I've got it now for either a year or a lifetime, like whatever.
Where do you get those lifetime deals?
AppSumo has a bunch. And I would note, 3 of the tools I use the most in my company were lifetime deals. MeetGeek, I'll call them out, they're a really good meeting note-taking app, which also conveniently syncs into Notion, which is one of my few monthly recurring deals. I use Signaturely, which is basically PandaDocs, but lifetime deal. And then I use a Figma alternative called Lunacy to produce a whole bunch of stuff, but it doesn't have a very good cloud integration for client comments. So I end up, if I'm working on something for an external client, I still have to pay Figma their pound of flesh every month. Boo,
that'll
Figma.
Get you.
Boo, Figma. Anyway.
Yeah, unlimited lifetime deals, I think were trendy for a little while, then they went away, and I do think they're on their way back. Something else on their way back, blogs?
Yeah, maybe. I've been hearing this.
Yeah, tell me, what do you mean hearing this? What does that mean?
So, also, it's discriminatory of the deaf man to say he's been hearing this, but whatever. I think there's a movement among people, because just this month, LinkedIn, YouTube, and TikTok all shifted algorithms to reduce reach. And that means a marketer in either B2B or B2C has suddenly seen that the audience they used to command is less. And when your life's blood is your ability to get reach, and then someone arbitrarily goes, I'm taking it away, it makes you angsty. And building a blog with an owned audience on a newsletter is a much more dependable means because you own the audience. Now, the problem is until your blog has maybe 15, 20,000 people on your newsletter, it's pretty hard to make the blog itself self-sustaining. You still need social media to get you that reach. But I would note I have an audience of about 5,000-ish on LinkedIn, right? It took me, this year I went from 2,000 to 5,000. Go me, yay. My newsletter list is almost 1,000. So about 20% of the biggest channel I own, I already have on an owned list. And I tested this year. I did one post on LinkedIn for Black Friday, one post on Twitter for Black Friday, and one email for Black Friday. That was it. I could have put more work into all of these. That's all I did. I made $4,000 on the Black Friday email and nothing on the other two channels.
Oh, wow.
Right. So my Twitter reach is like 2,000. So my smallest channel, email, $4,000. And I use, speaking of lifetime deals, I use SendFox to send my emails, which is $100 once. So my ROI on emails is quite high there, right?
Trevor, we just closed or we're going to be canceling our MailChimp subscription because it was like $50-$60 a month.
Yeah, MailChimp is pricey.
MailChimp is so expensive. And as soon as you get more than 1,000, 1,500 subscribers on your newsletter, it's just an expensive newsletter to run. I would love to take advantage of that lifetime deal also.
SendFox is made by AppSumo. So as a result, they offer on a lifetime deal always.
Wow.
Yeah. And so I think for up to like 10,000 emails, it's $100 once.
That sounds like a phenomenal deal.
There you go. See, it is. I presume because they send several million emails a month, they've already got all the infra in place. So just strapping on to their infra, there's hardly any extra cost for them. So good on you, mate. So beyond that, lots coming back. Oh, your channel, build your audience. Yeah, because when you own the audience, they built that trust. Then the message of, hey, give me money, please. Right? Way more likely to resonate there because if I'm in your inbox, I know I'm there. Mm-hmm. When I publish on LinkedIn, how many folks saw a post? I don't know, bro. The number fluctuates between 20 and 4,000. And I have no control over which end of this goes to.
And this isn't an either or recommendation or prediction here, right? This is a trend that you're noticing that we can say, hey, take advantage of a little bit of automation, a little bit of AI, write the blog, distill the blog into social posts, and automate the coordination and the release of all of this content at the same time to get that splash and bring those people into your owned channel, which is your blog, your website, whatever it is you're really trying to get people to action on. Yeah. So we've been doing this for 2-3 years now at this point. We turned 3 in January, so happy birthday us.
Happy birthday to X-Ray.
But it's all been the same content cadence, right? Film a video, create a blog, distill those into social posts, disseminate. And it's the same pattern again and again and again. It's not quantitatively more work. It's just being intentional about how that work gets distilled and recycled. So,
and doing it reliably, right? That's the other thing is, if you don't pay attention, I was bad this year. I was posting on LinkedIn twice a day, but I wasn't posting on my blog. I've only made like maybe 12 blog posts this year. Oof. Last year we did 65. So like next year, I'm going to be like, okay, let me get back to my blog and care more, right?
Yeah.
Because still my best blog posts are ones from 2021. Those are the ones that are still getting the most traffic and making me the most money. And if I wrote more of those blog posts in 2023, next year I'd be happier, right? This is always a case of keep the cadence up, be good at it. Because the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago, but the second best time is today. So get that system in place, and then that content you're building on your own channel, the newsletter list you're building, all these pieces ends up paying off. So, all right, and then one last prediction, twofold. One is we're going to change the name from agency Axe-celerator. Tom apparently doesn't like that I asked him a question, but I'm on fire today. The show that we're making, you and I, right? My prediction: 21 episodes will finally be on Spotify. That's actually how we realized that the name is taken. So whether it's Accelerate Your Agency or I find a good egg pun, I don't know, whatever, Accelerate Your Agency. I will look. Dad humor is real bad today.
Just get through the sentence.
We're going to have 21 episodes next year. We're going to be on Spotify, actually. We're going to continue to push this out because I think Tom and I are not super far along our journey, but you don't have to have reached the end point to be able to say to somebody, hey, look, here's how you get here.
Mm-hmm.
And for startups, I've been all about teaching them how to get to $1 million, which is not that much in annual revenue, quickly. And Tom and I have been marching our way. Next year is probably your $1 million year. I don't think it'll quite be my $1 million year.
Yeah,
I would
no
like
doubt
to hope
we'll
it will
get there
be.
next year.
Yeah.
No doubt.
I mean, the asteroid could strike the Earth. Let's not speak in surety, but probably your $1 million year. And I don't think it'll be for mine unless I am surprised. But still, I built a bunch of $1 million businesses. Tom has built and successfully exited his agency before. Sharing what we're seeing and what we're learning, I hope you find valuable as we continue to record and release these next year. I hope you'll continue to come along for the ride.
It's going to be a blast.
It's going to be a blast. Thanks, everybody. As always, we're not going to see anybody through the panopticon of the camera until the new year. All of our listeners, watchers, whomevers, hope you have a good new year, a good Christmas holiday if you celebrate, or the very tail end of Hanukkah if you do that instead. And we'll catch you in 2024.
See you next time.
See you next time.